Welcome to Empowering the Leaders of Tomorrow Today. I'm Tessa Tubbs, your guide toward ethical and values-driven leadership. Today, we're diving deep into the principles that shape ethical leadership, the importance of integrity, and aligning personal values with organizational success. You see, ethical leadership doesn't have to just be a concept. It can be a compass that guides us through complex decisions. Imagine being in a position where you must choose between profitability and doing the right thing. I know some of you are thinking that never happens. That happens a lot. This happened to me, in fact, a few years ago when I was a part of an organization known for really being focused on customer-centric approaches and supporting its employees. We were doing really well, thriving in our industry. But what we didn't realize was happening was there was an external investigation that was taking place. And as a result of that, it exposed practices that were, at the time, very common in the industry, but nevertheless resulted in our organization being fined, significantly fined, multiples of millions of dollars. And the results of that was we were required to increase transparency around these practices to customers. You can imagine the havoc and the chaos that created and the adverse impact to our revenue stream. As a result, as one of the senior leaders in the HR function, I was invited to lead a meeting with senior executives to talk about the well-being of our employees, our customers, and figuring out what that impact would be, layoffs, etc. But I will tell you what happened was not what I expected in that meeting. In fact, one of the senior executives midway through stopped the meeting, banged on the desk, stood up and said, "Hey guys, is this really what we want to talk about? Or do we just need to figure out how to protect our executive comp?" I was floored. I was young. I was completely floored by that mentality. At this point, I was so green around, integrity and doing the right thing, and that everyone shared that motive. This was the first lesson, and it became a defining moment for me. You see, despite the potential for career advancement that I had at that organization, upon reflection, I chose to walk away from the company. This was both a challenging and empowering decision for me, and it was the start of many decisions that I had to make and have had to make throughout my career since then. At the same time, this choice reinforced my commitment to ethical leadership and aligning my career with my values. Now, I'm not saying you need to make the same choices I've made, but what I am inviting you to do is think about your own experiences. Have you ever faced a situation where your values were tested? What did you do? Reflecting on these moments can help you understand your ethical compass and prepare for future challenges. You see, for me, integrity is the cornerstone of effective leadership. It's about being consistent, transparent, and trustworthy. I want you to think about leaders you admire. What qualities make them stand out? How do their actions reflect their integrity? In my career, I faced a significant challenge during a merger and acquisition. There were immense pressure to cut corners and expedite processes. However, I chose to uphold ethical standards and advocated for transparency and honest communication. I will tell you, in the beginning, this was not well received. It was met with a fair amount of resistance. But over time, it built trust with the team and with external stakeholders. This integrity-driven approach protected my reputation, my team's reputation, but also the company's reputation, and in the end, fostered a culture of trust and respect. I want you to consider this. How do you handle situations where cutting corners can lead to quicker results? I'm not saying you don't, that any time that it requires cutting a corner, it's a bad decision. That's not what I'm talking about. But I want you to really step back and think about, how do you want to prioritize integrity, particularly when it's difficult? Share your thoughts with us. We'd love to hear from you on LinkedIn and Instagram. At Career Tracks, we believe aligning personal values with organizational goals is crucial for fostering a cohesive and motivated team. When our values align with our company's mission, we're more engaged, innovative, and resilient. And when I reflect on my own journey, I realized that when I started this company, when I started Career Tracks, It was really driven by a desire to create that values-driven culture. Every initiative we undertake is aligned with those core values. When we think about people who we align ourselves with, talent that we attract, vendors that we work with, we're looking for like-minded professionals and people who can help foster a vibrant and ethical workplace. Think about your current organization. Do your values align with its mission? How does this alignment or lack thereof impact your motivation and engagement? Share with us your experiences. We'd love to hear your insights on what values-driven leadership means to you. So let's reflect on your leadership journey. How do you navigate ethical dilemmas? Are your decisions aligned with your values? How can you ensure that your actions reflect the level of integrity and transparency that's important to you? I want to invite you to reflect on these questions and consider how to incorporate those principles into your daily leadership practices. You could also visit our website for resources on ethical leadership and strategies to align personal and organizational values. These resources offer practical advice and tools to help you lead with integrity and purpose. Thank you for joining me on Empowering the Leaders of Tomorrow today. Ethical and values-driven leadership doesn't have to just be a philosophy. It can be a commitment to making a positive impact through integrity, transparency, and empathy. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram to continue the conversation. Share your leadership challenges or successes with us. We'd love to hear from you. Or visit www.careertracks.com for additional resources designed to empower your leadership journey. Until next time, I'm Tessa Tubbs, reminding you to stay inspired, stay empowered, and keep leading with purpose.